Welcome back to EUCF 2024. We are here in the mixed division. The undefeated Tiefseetaucher taking on the team from Estonia, Tartu Turbulence. Well, actually from Tallinn, from Estonia, Tartu Turbulence. Undefeated Germans. Tartu have had a rocky road to here, but they've turned up when it matters most. Tartu Turbulence wearing white. The team from Munich wearing a dark and ominous blue. Liam Grant alongside Lorcan Murray. It's all action here at EUCF 2024. The sun is out, the guns are out, and we're ready for a semi-final showdown in the mixed division. And many people expecting Tiefseetaucher to make it this far. They came in, I think, the top-ranked team in the mixed division. A lot of these players playing a lot of their career, open and women's, particularly the Munich clubs, but combining now to be a dominant team as we see this incredible Tartu O-line and all the top players getting involved in the first 5 seconds. Tam shoots it up the line to Lillorg and a turnover. And looking at this Tartu side, incredible top of the roster, but it's whether they'll have enough depth. And an easy pass now and a chance for the Munich team to break early. As we see, Seibert has played Ultimate for a long time all over the world with many a different team. Combining with Horschemeyer, who got carted off a field yesterday, but back playing, and they get a break here. What a start for the Munich side, punching it in.
And that's exactly what Tartu didn't want to see happen. They knew they'd have to be near flawless coming into this. They don't have the same depth as Tiefseetaucher, as you pointed out. All of their top players are going to have to be heavily involved. Several of their top players carrying injuries into it, much like Torben carried his off the pitch, but coming back. And it's fundamentals. Tiefseetaucher originally coming from a Munich University team. And like you said, it was the Wood Chicas, it was MUC who just said, let's go to mix, let's put it together. And this is really something of a sayonara. They're trying to ride off into the sunset, and that means they've got a lot of experience, a lot of understanding, a lot of patience to go around the team, as displayed by that brilliantly executed dump and swing.
The dream start for Tiefseetaucher. Two Irish lads on the mic, doesn't happen too often, Lorcan.
No, it doesn't happen as often as it should.
One is usually too many, two is just ridiculous.
At a certain point, we're just going to start lilting.
And Horschemeyer staying out there to pull. Recognize that pull from the German World Games team was, I think he came in as an alternate for Holger Beutmüller and played very well. Torben on force now. Tam almost fumbles it. Very flat forces from the Germans. I think recognize they have a great deep game, this Tartu side, so trying to shut that down. Very flat forces. Let's see, Maran Rabba has made a statement in this tournament, and now we see a deep shot falling over and throwing to the most trustworthy deceiver in the division. I say deceiver, but deceives and receives and throws it out to Tara, who wasn't expecting it.
Even if Tara was expecting it, I don't think that disc was particularly thrown near her. And what you've got to appreciate about Jakob Tam is he's basically playing on a broken ankle. Sprained at the very least. Didn't play too much yesterday, had to pick his spots today, peeling off. Didn't play too much towards the end of the game against Pelt once that was secured. Same set against Mosquitoes. But Tiefseetaucher with a chance to get another break early.
See him setting up on that 6-person vertical stack, isolating the front. This is a high throw, but well gathered. Sophie Rostocher back to Torben. Now with Justin Wallace. And now a chance for another break. Back-to-back Wallace. Hops, skips, and jumps that one in the end zone. Munich are fired up right now.
Torben Horschemeyer is going to be a leader in a lot of ways for this team, not just in stats, emotionally as well. So great to see him coming back out there. Justin Wallace on the receiving end. The Tiefseetaucher are a lot older than Tartu, so an early lead is exactly what Tartu don't want to give up, because your heads might drop. You don't know where you're going to start looking to for that leadership. Whereas Tiefseetaucher, maybe they'll start to flag a little bit as it goes on. A lot deeper in terms of players, and then a lot more well balanced in terms of the player skill. Also, shout out to Payne, sporting hero Justin Wallace.
Yeah, the man originally from Smithfield, Virginia. Do tend to get a lot of Yanks in Munich. Not sure exactly why, but it does.
You get a lot of Germans in Houston, so.
There you go. So a rocky start for Tartu, and so back out there, essentially the same players that played the last 2 points for Tartu. They don't have a big squad. They have 20 players. They said they had some babies on the roster, what they said to me. So like playing with very tight lines. Can't really afford for their O-line to go on a run here.
Trying to blood some of those players. Yeah, you see the established players. Leet's out there, Tam's out there, Rabba. I think Tara's on the pitch. I can't really tell where that sideline is in relation to her feet.
She's on the field. It's very hard to get her off the field on this bigger team.
Yeah, you'd have to play her every point, really.
Loritz picks it up, and again, seemingly quite a flat force from Munich, and forcing Tam under, letting him come under. And that's very much the tactic of Munich. Hey, you want to work it up, you're going to have to work it up slow, and we're going to try and shut down that deep game. Particularly on, you see Loritz there has been flat force. They've identified the throwers. This is what happens when you have a lot of streamed games. Teams are come in with specific tactics for you, and a player who's been really impressing me is Clara Leet, a young player was sensational in that quarterfinal win, playing seemingly every point or close to it.
Fantastic talent, injured earlier in the season, so generally seen on the sidelines cheering them on, but coming to the fore now.
Elite running some give-go action with Tara. Rabba wasting no time. Much better now from Tartu. Just got to take what's given to them. Looking a bit more composed now. Lots of throws in the handler space. There's a easy reset every time for Tartu, but not a lot of options downfield. A beautiful high arcing flick to find Tara knocking on the door. Lilorg ends up another unforced error and just forcing a lot of passes here, and they're going to launch it deep. Can this break trade keep rolling outside the end zone? Tobias Bork calls the timeout.
Cold-blooded. Blue is not the warmest color, it seems.
I think he was just left on his own there and decided, hey, it's going to be 3 or 4 seconds before anything goes to me. I'm going to call a timeout and let my team catch up.
Probably appreciating, my team are all in their 30s. Maybe no one's going to be rushing up with the same intensity that, say, Rabba, Tara, Liliorg would do on the Tartu side.
Yeah, Michael Remy on the line there. It was going to take him the best of 5 to 10 minutes to make it to the other side of the field.
Man, he pumps those hooves, but he doesn't go very fast.
But yeah, brilliant start for Tiefseetaucher. Turbulence, hitting a bit of turbulence there, and you can see they're being forced to play small ball unders in the handler space. Not really their style of play, and just forcing a lot of passes and a couple of drops coming from Tartu Turbulence. And, you know, they had to play the pre-quarter.
Yep.
Tiefseetaucher didn't. They have a very small roster, had a really competitive quarterfinal. So in the third game of the day, you know,
a lot of injuries on Tartu as well. Like they're playing now, but like say Marin Rabba was in a walking boot less than a month ago. We already spoke about Clara Elite coming back. You know, Tam, Robin Lilorg has been fighting to stay in, and then Loritz, who didn't even make it to the last Elite invite they went to, the one in Warsaw. So like not a deep roster, and a lot of their stars carrying nicks and scratches coming into their third game of the day. Fourth game of the day, sorry. No, third. Help me out here, I'm so
confused. This is the third game of the day.
Third game of the day, thank you.
Yeah. 4 to be insane.
Yeah,
at this level.
That would be pretty intense.
No, they would have played their pre-quarter
quarter and semi.
And it's the semi, so third game of the day. But the amount of points the likes of Leet and Terra have played is insane. But I know they can afford to go 3-0 down now, and that'd be 3 breaks as well. Munich haven't got to see their O-line yet.
Oh, this very much feels like it's game deciding early on in the matchup.
Look at that surrounding of the stack from Tartu. You know what they're doing. They're not going to play honest defense. They're going to surround it.
You got a clamp. I love it. Doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't stop Sabre just roasting. They had someone poached there, and she goes, "Oh, let's run past you to get out of my way." And that was lead as well. I think maybe a small bit of confusion who's going to pick her up. First played with Sabre when she must have been about 14, 15 years old. I met her in Hawaii, on Big Island, Hawaii, Hilo Hat. I think we played together, hung out. She has a sister who plays as well. Shout out to the Sabre family. They're definitely, I think their dad plays Ultimate as well.
I've always wanted to go and play a tournament in Hawaii. It does look incredible, like the Kamina Classic or something like that. Like a frisbee tournament in Hawaii?
Classic,
Kaimana
yes.
Classic, okay.
Used to say places the Waimanalo polo fields. I don't think that happens there anymore. Apparently it's not as good, but everyone says that about legendary tournaments, You had to be there 20 years ago. And
what, when you were young, yeah? But I think I just want to go to Hawaii.
Yeah, but definitely met. She's been playing 18 years, Sabre, and she's 27 years old, so that just tells you she's played with so many different countries. She's played with Sweden, with Switzerland, with Germany. She's part of the extended Germany World Games roster. So she's been a talent that's bounced around and kind of a sword for hire at times.
That is a lot of different. You got Italian club, Irish club, Russian, a couple of Swiss in there, and many more. You know you're a veteran when you just throw that, and many more. Don't worry about it.
And after scoring the goal, she's going to stay back out there to go pull it now. Definitely has a big arm. And you see that value has increased with the prescribed gender pulling rule. I think someone like Sabre, their value in a team increases because I think she has an exceptional right arm pull. Let's be honest, before I think in the mixed division it was quite dominant by my male puller, so I think
that was a really good rule change, and whoever introduced that should be praised. So
on every single stream that he does.
Yeah, thank you. Do you know who did it? That was Tim Rockwood, right?
Must have been. Again, being forced to work the unders here. Now the deep shot comes. Tam has position. Oh, and an incredible block went over the top, and it's going to be a turnover. A great spirit from Tam. Usually you expect him to come down on everyone. There's a glitch in the matrix there.
I think that's a consequence of his injury. He waits a bit too long. He's not as confident going off the left foot. He attacks that way lower than he normally would.
What an incredible play from Munich to get that block cleanly. I think that was Sebastian Phillip, and now a deep shot going the other way, and can they come down with it? Oh, just an unfortunate drop. That would have been a really poor start for Tartu. They found themselves 4-0 down, but Munich are human.
For now. And they're coming right back out with them with huge shots, setting up their cuts really effectively. Beating Tartu with their own game, and then with, like you say, the straight up force, it just flattens the cuts that you have to make against it. Although Lurid still managed to find some space to rip off that last one.
And see a lot of sagging in the lanes and switching and poaching from Munich downfield is really frustrating Tartu. Slowing down their offense. Can't slow down this man. Tam gets lead up line. Playing the entire point on that far sideline. Can't really get away from it. Being forced back in as well now. Loritz, I think, wants to throw a hawk, but doesn't really have an option there.
They're just keeping them pinned on that far sideline. Really smart defensive shape by the experienced Germans.
Tara has time to watch it into her hands. Nice undercut play from Lead, who stays in the hand of space, goes up line. Now comes a crossfield shot to Tam. You're waiting for it. Loritz was hoping it would come, and there it is. The first goal for Tartu. Something for the Estonians to celebrate.
And something that they do so effectively, they've certainly done so effectively over the last few rounds and at this tournament, is attack the break side with big leading passes and hooks. And Tiefseetaucher were doing a good job of limiting those options early. Eventually they find the gap. And we're going to get a look at the German O-line now.
You haven't seen them yet. Pretty much this whole tournament, so. Can this Tiefseetaucher team live up to the hype? It's going to be Tara with the pull for Tartu. I think she's played every point so far.
I don't think they have any other option.
Just short of the brick mark, pulling into the wind. And flat forces from Tartu themselves, but doesn't stop the hook being put up. This one's going to be hotly contested. Tara coming around the back, and brilliant defense from Tartu. Gets position. I don't think that deep shot was on.
Okay, so a bit more fallibility from the Germans. They clearly also want to send it deep.
Looking for Franzi Meyer, but never a lot of separation there, and the throw need to be maybe more in front, so a break opportunity for Tartu. They'd love to get one back now. Tara works the under as she does so well. Takes it with a deep shot, and that's a nice flick into space. Has position, but a wrestling match happens downfield, and there's going to be a foul call.
How do you feel about that foul call?
To me, I think they're both jostling for position there. I don't see the foul there myself. I think there was stops. And it's going to go back. You know, the other games I've seen at this tournament, I think many teams have been happy with that level of contact, but stops. Saying there was a foul. I think there was two people involved in that argy-bargy, in my opinion. But Tara will get it back. Being marked by Sarah Hermaking. Just snagged. And now we see Laurie Loritz, who's been an anchor of this D-line time, has eyes for the end zone, but takes the resets to Lilorg. Tara grinding out the unders as she done so effectively, and again being forced under a lot of the time here. Tartu. Now they look deep, and this shot's going up. It's going to be underthrown, but I think it's going to work out. Tries to rescue it from the ground, but can't get.
It's tough when the people are clearly not as comfortable laying out, not going chest first, so they try to get low by sliding in those situations, and it sacrifices a good 2 to 3 foot at least. I suppose they'll maybe also trying to stay in bounds to a certain extent, so the momentum will call out, but it was always going to be a difficult ask. So the German O-line gets another look.
And it will be Dennis Holzer to pick it up, one of the legends of this team. Been playing for 18 years and an incredibly experienced player. Played with many German national teams. And now working the deep shots with the women again. That was their look earlier, and it didn't work before, and it hasn't worked again.
Trying to force some of these deep shots, and it's fine. Work unders. I would honestly say you've got so many more players. Work unders and exhaust the opponent.
Yeah, I think that was the tactic of the Austrians in the quarter. Which I think was a good tactic of trying to tire out this Estonian side. Like, they've few players taking the field the whole time. I don't think they want to work hard on defense. I think they want to get blocks and stop them, but I don't think they want to follow someone running super hard non-stop. This is a vagrant swing throw. Who's going to come down with it? Stops, got in the lane, and
honestly looked to me like Stops got that D pretty cleanly, and it was Lillorg who made
there's no call.
Contact with Lepik.
Yeah, it was a dangerous throw as we see it here. It's just too high. Stops managed to curl his body and make a play without initiating much contact. So brilliant work from the big man. And it is a hold for Tiefseetaucher. Not exactly how they drew it up, but a hold nonetheless.
And that seems to be the offense that will pay off more for them. If you take your time, you can recycle the disc a lot more effectively. Set up some of these deep shots, take them on early so they respect you, so they have to cover you when you cut deep, and they can't, like you say, try to take it easier on defense to set up those blocks for themselves. Recycling, like Mosquitoes, good team, young team, very much building for the future. Opposite end of the journey to Tiefseetaucher. They've got the experience, the pedigree to just be able to grind it out, and the depth as well. Like, the best players on Tartu match up with the best players on Tiefseetaucher, whereas Tartu, the best players on there, better than the best players on Mosquitoes.
C7 quickly on the line for Munich, while Tartu, Helen Terra casually walking back as it seemingly has played every point in this game so far. The score 4-1 to Tiefseetaucher. And is Torben Hornschemeyer with the pull, and he's an incredibly big arm. You can kind of see there is a wind, not as crazy weather conditions that we saw yesterday, but still very much upwind, downwind, and it's Tam with the disc going downwind now to Terra, who has been tearing up the undercuts non-stop. Tam going with the forced backhand here. Munich seems to be something identified. Great flick hawks from the likes of Tam. Incredible grab, getting down and dirty. Rabba. Looks like that one was too far, but she's not going to go down without a fight. The deep shot is on, putting it out to Tam. And that's what more like it. That's what you expect from the big man.
He's going to be looking for those moves, and seems his response to being forced under consistently by Tiefseetaucher was to just move himself away from the disc and try and time that cut a little bit better from the center of the stack to get the back corner of him. Phenomenal grab by the young Marion Rabba. A lot of people talking about it's been a real breakout season for her, kind of similar to Helen Terra last year. But they've got some great young female matching talent coming out of Estonia. And then, of course, great positioning by Tam on that one to actually make the catch a lot easier. The defender recovered a decent bit towards the end, but it always was going to go Jakob's way.
Yeah, if they can set up those deep shots, they're very hard to stop Tartu. I think that's what to do when you have a small roster like this. If you can score Euro points and score them quickly, maybe it gives you the chance to cross over players a bit easier.
Yeah.
I think that's what Munich's trying to stop, and it's hard done. So this is the second time we'll see the Tiefseetaucher O-line, and it was not that impressive in the first possession. They had a couple of turnovers. Their D-line have been exceptional.
The D-line very much carrying this team right now. And Remy. So 4-2.
I see a side stack looking to isolate one player in the lane, and that is Dennis Holzer. They can't get at him though. And a lot of sagging in the lane from Tartu, allowing an easy dump shot but not allowing the play downfield and rising high. Brilliant grab. Pavan. Lorenzo Pavan, not German or from Munich last time I checked, but found his way onto this O-line, and a unfortunate drop.
It was a bit of a difficult catch, but this is a huge opportunity. If you come out here as Tartu and can get a break while you are resting some of your bigger names, huge win.
The formidable force of Pavan on Lilleborg. Lead continues to swing and and they gift it right back, and Tartu's got to do better with those chances. Beek gets Pavan. Now with the visionary crossfield throw to the completely unmarked man, stops. Does it again.
He's been very impressive so far in this matchup. Able to find the space, able to get there. You can see Robin Lilleborg beseeching the Almighty for a bit of assistance. That was a golden opportunity, and to just fumble it out of the hands is unfortunate for Tartu. It was a great initial catch, but they're just under pressure the whole time, and then you can see the experience as they... This kind of a throw is a throw that you very rarely expect unless you play with somebody for a season. You know they have it, and to be honest with you, that kind of arcing outside in to the break side, that's how Tartu tore up many a team's defense so far in this game. So you'd think they'd maybe be a little wiser to it, but fantastically set up by Pavan, who came over in the transfer window, I believe.
Yeah, I was going to talk to Ravi. We should show about the best transfers that took place over the season. Who are the biggest glory hunters?
The biggest glory hunters. I will leave that up to you and Ravi to discuss.
I've no point. I'm not afraid to call people out on that. Maybe deciding to jump ship to a shinier ship mid-season.
I can think of somebody who tried to do it too late.
Tara. Rabba playing a go with Tara. Able to take that down a second opportunity, and again, this short kind of small ball pass has been gifted to Tartu, and taking them in this possession. Leith. Some brilliant cutting in front of the end zone. Looking at a reset there. Rabba eventually bounces. Great matchup against Sabre. Now having to throw around the corner to Tara. Going coast to coast, right across the field, and punches it in. A brilliant hold, much better from Tartu.
That looked like semi-final EUCF level offense. Being able to work it through several players, get it all across. Pello getting out and getting a bit more involved. That was a tough grab as well by Tara under some pretty impressive pressure from Seibert, and of course working the two-person game with Lintz. This is the swing one. I mean, we always talk about her speed. I didn't even realize there was actually a hand on that. Fellow able to get it after the deflection. And Lintz with the goal. So you want to see more of that, like the dumping, swinging, the ability to actually take advantage. If you're going to put a flat mark on the team, that's fine. They just run hard to sidelines, get it there, and then you can continue up. The thing with the flat mark is no huck, sure, but now there's no open side either. So you can just continuously attack the break side and get the disc.
And yeah, kind of forcing them to play small ball, but now kind of comfortable with a Tartu Turbulence. But they were caught in the hop at the start of this game and got broken 3 times to start, and that's just, you know, something you really can't afford to do at this level. Tiefseetaucher, their O-line is not looked great, but I can say that, but then they've also converted they've only been out on the field twice and scored both times, so.
Their D-line yet to turn over, though. So I suppose that is the stark difference. Well, that's not true. They have turned over once. They had an opportunity to go 4-0. I forgot about that.
Stops towards the Holzer, and again, it thought he overthrown him, but Holzer still has wheels. Looking to take over here. Holzer must be getting high in the stall count. Looking for Pavan, almost fumbles the disc. There might have been a marking infraction somewhere in there that got him a fresh stall, or else Tartu forgot how to count to 10. Holzer. Loving the matchup of Tam and Pavan.
I think Pavan's doing a smart thing by trying to attack him in the short space as well, really putting pressure on that ankle.
Holzer looking for stops. The inside lane is there and well executed. Brilliant attack, attacking that break side space, hitting inside. The continuation throw is there. Beautiful offense, much better this time from Tiefseetaucher.
That's the offense we were talking about really earlier on. we know that Mosquitoes tried to hit them with that as well. The recycling, dumping and sharing responsibility. It did seem momentarily Holzer was going to get in a little bit of trouble. It wasn't on that particular instance, but the previous time he had the disc, they were able to put some pressure on, but they know that they can run as hard as they want because they can just come out and send this D-line, this very effective D-line, back out there. And any point that you go out and you use Terra, you use Tam, and you don't score a point, that's going to kind of get Rabba as well. Like, I can't imagine how much more she has to give. It'll be everything if it's up to her, but there's only so far the body can go.
I think they'll be kicking themselves, missing out on those earlier break opportunities, Tartu. There's 3 break opportunities on the first 2 possessions from Munich, and they didn't capitalize on it. Now we see them, Munich, the O-line maybe settling into the game a bit more. How often are you going to get a chance to break that O-line?
One would imagine those chances will shrink. So it's just that sinking feeling as well. I mean, this is their first semi-final, and Tiefseetaucher's first semi-final technically, but a lot of these players, like you say, have the pedigree.
I think many of these players were, as we see, a big old buttery biscuit sent to Terra, but not even she can chase it down.
It was a bit stale, to be honest with you.
It looked pretty for a second, but I think just a little overcooked, that particular one.
And now the very impressive Tiefseetaucher D-line taking to the field.
How's this 6-person offset for Stack? And Saber just putting one out to space. She's going to try and anchor a lot of this possession, but Hornschemeier with a nice continuation pass. Bork. Oh, that looks like a hand block, but it's going to work out. Everything going the Munich team's way right now. And a chance for another break, and there it is. Tiefseetaucher just looking unstoppable right now. Hornschemeier.
Torben Hornschemeier, who played in the open side with Cusp for a very long time before moving back to Munich and playing with MUC. It was a very impressive part of, I think he won the championship with them. But you can see here, even though a lot of that stays down the open side, it's hard running and then just open side backhands for the completions. And that's a bit heartbreaking. It's hard not to feel like that could be a dagger in between the ribs of Tartu Turbulence. Justin Wallace picking up an assist to go with his goal earlier on, this time repaying Hornschemeier. I really thought he was going to launch it as well when Torben caught it the first time on the near sideline. But no, happy to keep it going as the teams themselves decide maybe take a breather and take a break, Liam.
Yeah, Tiefseetaucher in the driving seat now in the first half, up 7-3 on Tartu Turbulence.
On October 14th, 2024, the first ever World Beach Ultimate Club Championships will take place in Portugal. Follow the over 600 games as the scores update live online. And with free streaming from the Ulti TV arena, you can catch your favorite teams on your phone or from the comfort of your couch. Don't miss any of the action from Portimao.
Welcome back to this semi-final matchup. Number 1 seed Tiefseetaucher in the lead against Tartu Turbulence, who have been struggling against this impressive Munich side. They're living up to the hype as we see Michael Remy in shot there. The bleached blonde hair matching with Tam. And a mountain to climb now for the Estonians. Another brilliant blade pull. That one is tipped and is rolling on the back. He's going to have to take this to the back of the end zone. Pressure mounting, but they get the shot to Tam inside his own end zone. No hesitation from Turbulence as they work the unders. Fakes the big backhand. Lead. And again, having to work these small passes.
Get to her!
Ritz. To Tam, who's at times very casual defense with Tiefseetaucher, allowing the unders, allowing the resets, but really clogging downfield.
Justin Wallace literally walking to Tam there.
Tam sends a Buddy Biscuit. He has a free receiver, Rabba. She has to do a spin move, pirouettes, but catches it nonetheless. Rabba, who's supporting her, just one player, but Tara has an endless fuel tank and able to support her teammate. Lead now outside the end zone. They've been very good in this position now, Tartu. Rabba throws a vagrant Hirely's backhand. That was never on. Oh, and try to take off fast, but forgot to bring the disc with them.
I'm sure Tartu will be happy with that opportunity. I think one more break and this game goes out of reach, taking half 8-3, but if they stay alive, Luritz to pick up.
Christian Luritz puts a backhand out of space. Oh, and gets it on the second time of asking, and that is a hold for Tartu. Living on the edge here, walking the tightrope. Tiefseetaucher almost taking half there. That would have been disaster for the Estonians. We see this might have been the high release backhand, which maybe was just a stall line throw.
Get something up. That was a nice opening move when they were starting right outside the end zone. Tam front of stack and clears. We've seen a lot in the mixed division, especially of just this front of stack ISO. So once Tam clears out, they reveal the true weapon, Tara.
Yeah, not sure if she skipped that one out of her hands or decided, no, I just want to catch it in the end zone. I don't want to catch it outside, but
I'm done with this playing outside of the end zone nonsense.
I have to ask, I can't believe that's her first goal, because I think she might have touched this more than anyone on the field. Is she off the field right now? Because that would be... No, she's back on. She's...
Are you crazy?
Yeah, I don't think she's
She was
taking
off
a point
at
off.
1 point, and it was actually the D-line had a chance to get a break, which is why I remember. I was like, geez, they got a break without Tara and Tam on. This would be insane. I think that was when it was
holding them back
3-1.
the whole time.
I know, right? Get out of here. Go play with Salispils.
So Clara Lees with the pull for a Tartu. And Tiefseetaucher, they've got their first clean hold from the O-line their last possession. Let's see if they can build on that momentum as we see kind of a split stack this time. Have all the plays anyway. Looking to isolate Holster this time. And Pavan floats one out, but Tero is nowhere near to capitalize on that one. And is Herma King using Beak. Again, the female cutter is doing a lot of damage here on offense for Munich. Pavan manages to sneak away from Tam. Now a shot to the end zone. Will this one stay in bounds? Some fancy footwork, and they take half with a brilliant goal. Saskia Beek doing it for Munich.
And it's the fundamentals, it's the experience. Saskia Beek, another one of those players playing for a very long time. Of course, he'll do her the gratitude and grace of not saying how long, but you can see they're just able to keep working it, not forcing too much, finding the spaces and attacking them, and really just trying to stretch this Tartu team to breaking point and move on to the final. Of course, they'd have to get past them first. It's 8-4 now, and Tiefseetaucher really in control of this game.
Pavan placing that one perfectly in the back corner of the end zone to take half for Tiefseetaucher, the top seed here. And as the teams take a break, so will we. Tiefseetaucher 8-4 up against Tartu Turbulence.
Tiefseetaucher starting off the half on offense. They started the game with 3 breaks and the disc goes down the line. They keep working, trying to get it back to Holzer. Do so, but staying on the sideline. You can see Tartu starting to use a couple of the extra extremities of their roster to come out here. That's a great catch by Beek. Caught the disc to take them into half, 8-4. Trying to deal with the attentions of Lee. Goes with a big swinging pass. Center of the pitch. Wallace outside, pops it over the top. Not quite finished yet. Just outside the end zone. Wassenrich goes back. And speaking of going back,
we're back in with Munich knocking on the doorstep. 1 yard outside the end zone now. Tries the shuffle step, but back to Holzer, who's been so heavily involved on this O-line. Swinging around the house now. Happy to take the open throw. Turbulence tried the end zone stand, but there it is. Beautiful offense yet again from Tiefseetaucher. Really finding the groove now.
And it was a lot of dumping and swinging. It was a lot of just conservative, no need to rush, no need to panic style approach to ultimate. And you can understand Robin Liloric. I mean, he's got to be running on fumes, if not already fuming, as it's just so exhausting. And even there, it looks like good defense. Incredible throw to get out of pressure. I think that was Saskia Beek from the sideline. Well, it's been very impressive. It's very colourful, very impressive as a receiver. But they just don't seem to mind anybody on their line getting the disc and just continuing to work it around.
You can see Tartu Turbulence often sagging into the open side on defense, being like, hey, this is the side I have to worry about. And once that big break goes off, they're in a lot of trouble.
Say hi to the young fans and future Frisbeers.
Trying to remember the name of that. That's a German star there. Kunzelmann? Was that Kunzelmann? I think it's Kunzelmann.
Oh, I couldn't recognize from that angle. I know the name.
She's been making plays and making babies for quite some time.
Well, yeah.
And she's clearly good at both of those things. I'm guessing she's cheering for the Germans anyway. But it's Turbulence now on offense. Tam being gifted the under yet again. Wants to send it backhand and unleashes the beast. And Rabba, can she adjust and get there? Oh, sensational catch. She might have been straddling the line. Can she punch it in? Oh, access denied. The saving grace. Saber denying it. What a play.
That felt more like damnation than saving grace to me after all the effort. You had to hurt and feel it coming. And here comes Tiefseetaucher.
And that is a big buttery biscuit, folk. 2 receivers. Saber showing why she was on that World Games extended squad for Germany. Gets the block and then unleashes the cannons. Looked like a clear score for Tartu, but she had other ideas.
You've just got to give a lot of credit to Saber. Here's the throw. You know they're looking for those options the whole time. Rabba, if she's available downfield. Tara, obviously, lead. Massive play by Rabba. Really well spirited. Immediate. It's just like, all right, I wasn't in. That's fine. Gets back up. As soon as you could see from the drone shot, Saber coming around the back, it was just a fear that she was going to be able to get in. She knew exactly where Rabba wanted to send the disc. And Rabba has assistance in 2 areas, right? So Seibert's originally marking Tara, but just brilliant communication, steps in, gets the block, and then says, yeah, I think I'm done with this point. Launches one all the way down the field to Nora Poel. That's experience and ability. Like that communication coming down towards the end zone, recognizing. Like, Rabba's only been playing for a few years, very young player, 19 maybe. So isn't going to have the presence of mind to just fake that first throw and then go to Tara instead. And Seibert just taking advantage of the experience.
And that is Michael Remy with the pull. I think to say he was chasing it down would be an over-exaggeration.
He was making his way downtown.
Yeah, Sabert came off for a matchup there and completely left Terra high and dry to go and make the block. Just brilliant play, and now a mountain to climb for Tartu Turbulence. And now throwing one out into space to Terra, who rises high and takes that one down with ease, getting their 5th point of the game so far.
Second goal for Terra. Jakob Tam picking up. Was that Tam who threw it? No, it was Tam actually popping off to Loritz. Loritz is another long-standing, really impressive player for Tartu Turbulence. One of the older members, and brings a lot of experience coming from Tallinn, the capital of Estonia, as opposed to Tartu. You see, that's an inside-out backhand, brilliantly done. And that's Tartu at their best, but the thing is that I just think they've been worn so thin, and they weren't the deepest roster to begin with. Third game of the day. It's been a much more forgiving day than yesterday, but you just start to get tired, and then you have to come down and try and limit this Tiefseetaucher O-line. But like you said, the break opportunities really came early in the game for them.
And kind of 2 runaway leaders in both mixed semis. Deep space up 9-5 on Seskudiscus. I was expecting much tighter matchups on both teams, but Tiefseetaucher and Deep Space right now looking like they're on a collision course for the finals. Holzer has a player streaking deep. Terra can't catch up, and brilliant cutting from Munich.
Quick dump reset to swing back around. Holzer.
Will he look for Hermit King again? Being marked by Terra, but they go back. Oostende getting high in the stall count, but finds stops. And he puts it to the end zone, and a brilliant goal, and in cruise control again. This Munich goal line have settled into the game and aren't going to cough it up easy.
I think you had to strike early and then try to ride it out. And the exact opposite is what's happened to Tartu. The 3 breaks to concede, nightmare opener. Always a bit of a danger. Tiefseetaucher, again, it's the fundamentals, it's the reset. That's a very clean 2-5 front to stack isolation setup outside the end zone. Really well timed. Earlier on, when they had time, we saw Tartu able to clamp it, but when it forms naturally, Tartu maybe too tired, but don't quite have the communication to be able to organize, help defense. And I have to ask you right now, Liam, what's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen?
It's like it's dancing with me.
I just feel so free.
See a bag blowing in the wind there. What's that movie?
Oh, I was talking about cricket. American Beauty.
American Beauty,
That's
yeah.
a very creepy movie to watch now, given everything that's come out.
So you did something.
Yeah, beautiful day here in Belgium. Those clouds look fake in the background.
That's some Super Mario ass looking clouds.
Ritz hits Terra. Tam. I feel like a broken record on repeat as I say the same names the whole time for Tartu as they bounce it around. Lead. Terra with her 700 undercut of the game so far. Lead. Looking for Tam, who tries to shuffle up line and lead with a beautiful break around pass. Terra rounds the corner, looks to get the return, and now they stretch it across the field and lead. That was a sensational point from Leet, putting the hard yards in.
I mean, the amount of credit we've been giving Tiefseetaucher for their ability to reset, their ability to work fundamentals outside the end zone. We got to say the exact same thing about Tartu there. That was a consummate offensive possession, the kind that I think certain people, like myself, would doubt that they're capable of. At their best, sure, every now and again, though it's not really their style, but right now, even with that exhaustion, I think Luritz threw that under the defender's foot. Leet really took charge. Like you said, I saw Terra make an undercut, get cut off by Jakob Tam going up the line, clear out, and then make another undercut. Like just continuous up and down motions to try and get some kind of movement of the disc, and really, really impressive offense by Tartu.
Yeah, their offense has cleaned up a lot in the last 2 possessions, but they haven't been able to get a break off this Tiefseetaucher team. Had 3 opportunities very early on in the game, and it's been 3 clean holds in a row for the Tiefseetaucher O-line. You're kind of surprised to see Pavan on the O-line for them, considering he picked up mid-season and not exactly a homegrown Munich player, but
He is an incredibly talented player, though.
yeah, certainly in terms of athleticism as well, maybe add something else to this O-line. As they come up against the zone now, and I think just Turbulence trying to throw a different look, and as the great Seamus Murray would say, don't ever lose a game without trying to zone.
Is that Seamus Murray who came up with that?
But I don't know, he used to say it to me.
I've heard people say that. I'd never put that with Seamus Murray. He's the first coach I ever had when I played for Ireland.
How'd that work out?
We won 2 games. But you know, for an Irish team in 2010, that's not bad.
And off to the races now. Pavan with a little push pass. Holzer looking for inside shot, asking for the round the back reset. Going every other now, Holzer. Oh, and almost a misstep, but well recovered. Beek. Holzer. And again, very patient outside the end zone. This Munich side, there's the blade shot. Pavan points for it. And the shot comes. Silky smooth offense yet again from Munich.
Beek's an incredible player. I mean, that isn't really news to anybody, but you could see doing very similar to Helen Terra, just the cutting in, clearing out, and coming right back to keep things going. We've seen her uncork some impressive flicks as well, some on the dump, some going deep and right there. That's not an easy throw. I mean, the wind is largely dissipated from the day, but it's kind of at your back. You're going to try and blade that. It's got to go up and down in a short space. Very easy to mess that up and force some kind of athletic play from Pavan, but instead just keeping it simple. Like you said, they're so patient. They're not trying to force themselves. Even this throw, I thought Beek had that the whole way. Never really in doubt. And that was Beek clearing and coming right back. And Pavan just, there's the step. You commit to the front corner. Of course you do. That's Tartu have got so much joy attacking front corners all day long. That's their natural instinct. And then Pavan says, nah, we got the throwers. I'm going to drop back.
Hunchmeyer with the pull, well fielded. Again, Tam being gifted the under, beckoning people to back him up. The force backhand again for Munich. See a lot of sagging in the lane from the handlers in Munich. Trying to slow him down. And they've been effective of slowing them down, but haven't stopped them a number of times. Oh, an incredible poach block. Like a thief of the night comes stealing in. That is Hunchmeyer.
Except it was broad daylight robbery.
Oh, and there comes a shot. And can they get another break here, Munich? Brilliant from Andrew Gavin, who had that deep shot and then finds a completely free receiver, Justin Wallace, doing damage on the D-line yet again.
Justin Wallace almost a stat leader at this point, apart from Lorenzo Pavan on the O-line, but 3 goals to his name and just keeps finding himself free. He's had to make, I think, 1 or 2, certainly 1 quite impressive grab for his score as we have a look. You want to talk impressive grabs, Torben Hunchmeyer with the interception. Then they just work it down. They flow down the pitch, and I recognize that they're trying to isolate Tam, but so did Tiefseetaucher, and they knew that coming in. They've done their homework. For as fun as they're having this, they've taken this stuff seriously as well. The two aren't mutually exclusive, and it's the creativity and intelligence of the cutting that really impresses me from Justin Wallace. I mean, he's been through a lot of different systems, played in a lot of different leagues, been so many places, seen so many faces, and knows how to get free. And just showing it off right there again. So, commanding lead, 13-6 up. We've not hit the hour yet in this 90-minute game. And could I trouble you for an update on the other one, or?
Well, I just want to talk about the stats of this Tiefseetaucher D-line right now. They've turned over once. They've scored 7 breaks So they're 7 on 8 attempts, and even on that 8 attempt one, they actually got it back and scored. So on 7 points, they've got possession of the D-line and scored all of them. It's sensational.
4th point of the game they turned over. Remember, it was this drop in the end zone as well. It was like a chest drop in the end zone of a hook. That was the D-line. I think that's the one error they've made they didn't correct.
I think you're right. They've been really good, though.
It doesn't dispute your point. Like, they've been incredible. And Tiefseetaucher were pushed close by disconnection, 15-12.
And Tam leaves that one on the ground.
Deep space 10-7 up over Seski Discus.
Yeah, I feel like Tartu is just maybe too much asked to play 3 really intense games in one day, and that one drifting towards Tam, who makes amends. He's in power position now. Nobody on him, takes the easy shot to lead. Who has Terra as well, and nobody wants to play defense today. And a wayward throw and a bit of a Mac line, and actually helping Tartu out there.
And Tonneson, one good favor deserves another.
Yeah, bizarre sequence of events here, and no one really playing defense or offense that good in the last minute or two.
I expected somebody to go deep at some point there, but nice reaction grab by Tonneson, in fairness. And then Rabba makes a continuation cut but can't connect. But that's kind of, you're getting into the second tier Tartu players, and athletic, sure, but not the greatest disc skills.
Getting high in the stalk on Saber. Eventually throws the inside shot but can't find Hermiking.
I was quite surprised by that, to be honest with you. They stacked really close to the sideline. That just looked tired. Well, I don't know why they'd be tired. This is their second game of the day, and they've got a big team.
Luritz looking for Terra at the front. Getting high in the stall count. Tam rising high. Wants to throw that high release backhand, but there's nobody there. Instead, Leet grinds hard. Does the dirty work on the open side. Beautiful again, that low release swing reset has been such a weapon for her. She's back at it again. Who can stop her? Absolutely nobody right now. And Tam gets the goal for Tartu, and bizarre sequence of events.
Yeah, they have, at full fitness, 3 or 4 of the best players in the entire division. In Tam, Rabba, Terra, and Leet. And I'm maybe crowning Rabba a little bit early there, but certainly on the way, top 10, top 20, whatever you want to think, of the mixed division. But just run into the ground, and then the depth doesn't really extend too far beyond that. Luritz is very good, but he's been playing for a really long time. And at this point, when they're not running through those players, Lil Org's have been very impressive this season, Robin. But when they're not running through those players, they get into some trouble. Like right now, you see it's Rabbit, it's Leet, Luritz, Tam.
And it was our first World Championships we had in 8 years in Australia, and it was far away, and it's disappointing you didn't get many nations like Estonia or Latvia. Smaller nations that struggle to field teams and just so far away and so expensive that I really hope next time we'll get to see Estonian national team, Latvia, those kind of countries, smaller nations. I think had it been closer to home, I think they'd do very well as well, Estonia.
I think they would, but that's the nature of it, right? Because if we have it in America, more South American teams show up. If we have it in Europe, more Eastern European teams show up. And if we have it in Australia, more Southeast Asian teams show up, right?
Did they?
I don't know, did they?
Philippines didn't turn up. Australia's far away from everywhere. Everyone keeps saying that, and they didn't turn. The same teams that turned up in London turned up in Australia. Australia is barely even close to Australia.
I thought the mixed division had a lot of...
It had far less teams. There was over 100 teams in London. There was 47 teams, I think, total in Australia. Yeah, Singapore were there, but I think it's not that much further from Singapore to London and Singapore to Brisbane.
I have heard, though, Singapore tried to look into hosting one. They just couldn't get the fields. They'd be 4 venues across the city.
If you're trying to get regional...
we have it in Qatar, maybe?
Yeah. It's hard for some of those other South Asian countries to have the facilities and the experience to host it, but yeah, really hoping we get to see that someday as we see Tartu playing with fire here.
This is an opportunity for a break. This is the closest they've gotten all game.
And there's a shot to the end zone. Was that in? Definitely close to the line. It's going to be called not in, and she'll pick it up outside. Lepik.
That is just a classic exhausted handler cut. I don't think Holzer was really playing too much defense on it anyway.
And that is a goal and a break for Tartu.
Now comes the break rocket. 13-8 down, you goddamn right. Boom! Get in there, Robin.
Surprised that rocket hadn't gotten rusty in the last hour or two. Hasn't seized up. Still working.
It still works. It still works.
I think they'll be happy. You feel like this game is done and dusted somewhat, but just even to get a break is a good thing to do.
Yeah, massive.
Particularly for a lot of their D-line players. Would have been maybe their first touch even of the disc.
Yeah, Laura Lepik picking up a stat. It's interesting because when you talk, like, an Estonian team could be fantastic. Like, could show up and, like, really trouble someone in a pre-quarter game of a Worlds. Absolutely. And it's the same, like, Latvia. If Latvia could have gone full strength to something, I mean, they kind of did in the mixed division in Euros, and even then they're carrying a couple injuries to some key players, but it would be encouraging. The London one, are you talking about back in 2016? Like,
yes.
Yeah, there was a lot of European representation of that. It was 32 teams in the Open division initially. It wound up being 28. And like teams like Democratic Republic of Congo and China signed up for that, but then had to pull out.
Holzer with the elevator backhand.
A lot of elevator backhands this tournament.
Yeah, particularly in the downwind direction. I think that's just how you want to throw. Be grinding up yards again. She's been fantastic for this O-line. Pavan throws the lefty, and that one doesn't work out.
I mean, it's just a bad decision, poorly executed, right? I don't know why Torben decided to throw a straight horizontal swing pass when he could have just thrown to the open receiver in the end zone, but far be it for me to question these players.
Tam launches one to Tara, who, you know, if you give her a shot, she'll probably come down with it, but that one a little too far away.
Just mistimed it. She was turning right as he threw it, so by the time she noticed and recognized where she had to attack, it was already too far. And even then, she got very close. Like, that's her speed, but no, just slightly mistimed. Really nicely set up. And look at 13-9. I don't know. It seems like Tiefseetaucher kind of checked out a little bit of this game.
Holzer. Everyone on one side of the field here, kind of bizarre. Torben. It's Beak again. Trying to go every other pass here. Pavan. Don't know if he'll go for the lefty dish again. Instead takes the easy pass to Hermiking. Looks like there's an injury, and
oh, that looks like a tough one for Marlene Verblas. And we can't, like, overstate this. There's injuries on basically every Tartu player. I mean, at this point in the season and at this point in the tournament, there's injuries on basically every player.
And it's played a lot with Ultimate Saku as well, Marlene Verblas, but she comes off the field. Hermiking going backwards, Holzer. And definitely in the better conditions now, happy to play possession offense, and Pavan casually catches at the front of the end zone, and Tiefseetaucher now just 1 point away from victory.
Lorenzo Pavan makes no mistakes this time around, and they're able to finish it off. You can understand the exhaustion that is emanating off of these players. There's still an awful lot of joy right now, Rabba and Leet, and they're really spirited. They have been throughout the whole tournament. As Holzer is really running this offense, or this O-line. A nice little finish from Hornschmeyer, as in sitting at the base of it. Not to diminish. Probably my player I've been most impressed with on Tiefseetaucher I don't know, maybe Beek, probably Pavan. Certainly a lot of stats picked up by the Italian.
Yeah, I think Linnea Sabert has been fantastic.
Yep.
Seen her pulls and
Justin Wallace has
blocks.
been quite good as well. Fairness for the D-line.
And I think the Munich team demonstrating if you take a mid-level open women's team and chuck them together, you can be the best mixed team in Europe.
I'd just like to say that I do not endorse this message that Liam has been saying. But
I'm
if
just
you,
describing
if
what's
you've
happening in
spoken-
Munich right now.
If you've spoken to him at all this season,
I say that in jest a little bit, but
a little bit, but you know those jokes where you mean it.
I'm just saying, I've never
I'm
seen a
just
Munich.
pointing out what everybody is already able to see.
I haven't seen no Munich open team or women's team in a final. Rabat must be behind the stall count. Tara. There's still life in this. I haven't seen Tara do that very often, but launches a big buttery biscuit. I thought that was on point. I think he stood on the disc there. Good
Curving.
idea. You might win if you just keep damaging the discs. Eventually you'll have to play with a ball or something. I don't know.
We'll see if we can just sell this by single combat. I think it goes disc, then ball, and then single combat in terms of it. So just keep whittling them down.
I've played a game Ultimate with a ball and also with a banana before.
One of the most legendary games in the history of Irish Ultimate, I believe, was that indoor match. Bringing up memories. Who was that against? Those guys who only ever showed up for indoors. The Rez.
Baltimate, yeah, great game. So now with a possession to win the semi-final. Can they punch their ticket right now? Doesn't look like Tartu can stop him. Maybe just slow him down.
An irresistible force. And there's a turn. They've given opportunities. Like, you're looking at Tiefseetaucher now and you think you are a fallible team that is yet to lose this season. And Deep Space take advantage of them. Although in fairness, watching Deep Space against Reading earlier, they are not without weaknesses.
Teeter going backwards. Tara. At times it looks exceptionally easy for Tartu, but you look at a scoreline, and I think the tactics from Munich have been spot on. Is try and slow them down, no quick, easy, deep shots, and kind of just frustrate the Tartu team.
Clog up lanes where possible and like try and move the disc into some of their less experienced or less generational talents. A phenomenal block. The no look, that's pure experience. You recognize on your face marking your player, you recognize on their eyes the disc is coming. You just kind of wave. Brilliant block.
Herrero grinding up the field now, inches away from the final.
Luana Kaiser with the disc in hand will hold on to it. Did I jump in and say that just because I wanted to say that name? Maybe.
Kaiser going backwards. They've done that a lot. I'm very happy to do so. Munich really happy to take the 15-yard dumps if it keeps them possession. Hornschemeier slicing through this Estonian team, and there's a shot to win the semi-final. And for the first time ever, Tiefseetaucher are going to the final. Sensational performance. Tartu just too much to ask of them. Put their hands on their knees. It's been a tiring day here for them.
But a glorious day as well. I mean, to make a semi-final at this level, that's incredible. Huge, huge accolade. And rest up, stock up on painkillers, and maybe you can take bronze home tomorrow.
Yeah, I think they made the decision about 3/4 of the way through the game. It's like, hey, it's too much of an ask for us to win this. Let's go win a bronze medal tomorrow. I think the rest will do them the world of good.
Yeah.
I think 3 games one day, pre-quarter, quarter. Did well to win that quarter, and the semi-final was just too much. But the throws from the likes of Hornschemeier were just sensational, and that first inside break just continues the whole way down the break side. And Tartu, you saw them so much throughout the game, just hanging on the open side. And once the first break was off, they're in big trouble. But they'll live to fight another day, and it is Tiefseetaucher who will be going for gold tomorrow.
As you can see there, the breaks tell the story. Tartu actually had more clean holds, which seems mathematically unlikely, but I think that game really started, like, Tiefseetaucher did take their foot off the gas towards the second half of that game. But still plenty to play for. Tiefseetaucher going into the final tomorrow morning, and the bronze medal game awaits Tartu. We wish them both the best of luck. We have 2 more time slots. 2 more games to come to you from this pitch. Up next, starting at 4:45, whatever hour it is, wherever you are. It's 4:45, or actually it'd be 4:45 here at CET. 4:45 on my laptop, and that's going to be Clapham taking on La Fada, an old rivalry steeped in European history. That's happening here in just over half an hour. And then on the other pitch, we have BFD Shout taking on Rut, which is a new rivalry and one we imagine will live long in our memory. So plenty of action still to come. We also have Rut taking on Chevron Action Flash. That's in a placement game for the Fivals on VEO. And then at 7:30 tonight, we have Mooncatchers taking on Shaq in the semi-final.
Stay tuned to us here, but brought to you by Ulti TV. For Lorcan Murray, I've been Liam Grant. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for some more great Ultimate coming up.